There's some past between Achimota School, the family, GS, Nagrat. You've been listening to the Nagrat president, have you?
Disgraceful, and I think that someone in his position shouldn't be making such disgraceful comments. If you look at the Constitution in Article 21C, the Constitution is very clear on some rights. If I may read 21C, that all persons shall have the freedom to practice any religion and to manifest such practice. So if you are SDA, Nana, and you decide not to wear your earring, you are manifesting your religion. If you are Rastafari and you grow your dreadlocks, you are manifesting your religion. If you are a Muslim lady and you wear your hijab, you are manifesting your religion. So the Constitution gives that right. You can look at 26, that says every person is entitled to enjoy, practice, profess, maintain, and promote any culture, language, tradition, or religion subject to the provisions of this Constitution. And fundamentally, go to the section of the Constitution on children's rights, which is the whole of Article 28, specifically Article 28.4, which reads, no child shall be deprived by any other person of medical treatment, education, or any other social or economic benefit by reason only of religious or other beliefs. So you can't deny those two kids access to education by reason of their religion. And don't forget, 21C in the Constitution gives them that right. And again, Achimota School can be sued for all manner of things. They've degraded, they've dehumanized those two kids. If you look at 28.3, that a child shall not be subjected to torture or other cruel or inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment. What they have done is disgraceful, is dehumanizing.
They said they have their rules.
Those rules are not sacrosanct. Those rules are subject to the tenets of the Constitution. Those rules are subservient, to what is in the Constitution, and they can't live over and above what is in the Constitution. So what they have done is unconstitutional. They must be told so boldly in the face.
What do you say?
What they have done smacks of colonial mentality, because you see a situation where expatriate kids, where Caucasian children are given an opportunity. And think about the hypocrisy, Nana. You've got Ghanaian female kids, and I've seen those pictures, who have been asked or compelled to have their hair trimmed or shaved. And you've got Caucasian looking kids who've got their long hair.
Sometimes even mixed race.
I'm beside myself with rage that in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana in the 21st century, we would see these, relics of colonization. And what we're facing currently is cultural imperialism. And many of our people are being used.
This is what Bob Marley stood against.
This is what all of us are standing up against. This is what Malcolm X, who inspired me. This is what Luther King. This is what Kwame Nkrumah. This is what President Rawlings. This is what, all social democrats, all left of center politicians.
You're a left, aren't you?
I'm a leftist, proud one.
A proud one, okay.
A hard left, actually.
A hard left?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Far one, far right.
Far left,
I mean,
yes.
You're a far left. Okay, so just a couple of things. There are some who have said that any attempt to bend the rules for Rastafarians will open the floodgates for others with other religious profiles to seek their rights at the school. So imagine
it's ignorance.
You open the floodgates.
You're not opening any floodgates. Okay. The Constitution gives every other person the right. In 21C,
so we can allow the son of a chief priest, for instance, to come to the school and wear a raffia skirt.
Come to think of it, these arguments are being espoused by people who even say they believe in the Bible.
Right.
Look at Numbers 6:11 to 27. Look at Leviticus 19:27. And I wish your producers could pull it up for you.
I have the Bible up.
Okay? That we profess to love Christ so much, Christ and his kingly character, that we profess to love the Bible so much, yet we are picking and choosing what we are reading from the Bible. And I think people should respect the Constitution. We've accepted constitutional democracy, as the path for our progress. What they have done is unconstitutional, is disgraceful. I feel embarrassed as an African that in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, people with natural hair are discriminated against. And it's not just people with natural hair. We've seen persons with disability who get discriminated against. We see women who get discriminated against. We see women, minorities, who get discriminated against. And it is absolutely very sad. I've seen people invoke Article 14(1)(c), and I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's not in relation to this. Now, if you look at 14(1)(c), every person shall be entitled to his personal liberty, and no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except in the following cases and in accordance with procedure permitted by law. And they invoke E, which says for the purpose of education or welfare of a person who has not attained the age of 18. I mean, what this provision means is that if a child is not 18 and the school the child attends closes at 2, the school can prohibit the child from leaving at 1 or 12. That's what it means. It has nothing to do with religious freedoms.
Nagrat says if we allow this, there will be chaos.
It's ignorance.
From Nagrat?
It's complete ignorance.
What do you make of GES's youth?
Flip-flopping.
Yeah.
Very embarrassing, isn't it? Now, what that does is that it weakens the hand of GES, because GES is more or less a regulator. Now, if you've issued a directive as a regulator, and one school decide that, or a headmistress decide that she's not going to abide by that directive, what any serious and responsible regulator does is to invoke punishment and sanctions. And I expected the Ghana Education Service to invoke some sanctions and reprimand the headmistress, for the position that she's taking. It weakens GES's position, because tomorrow if somebody violates a directive from GES would find it very difficult to be firm, to impose sanctions, and people could make reference to a precedent. So I think there wasn't leadership on the part of GES, and these kinds of bumbling, flip-flopping, it doesn't help anybody.
Okay, and I want to move away from Achimota School, the Rasta. I hope that there is a solution found very soon, because I feel bad for the poor young boys.
I'm hoping that the Minister of Education would intervene, and let me, if he doesn't, I know that the president also has a lot of respect for Rastas. I know that for a fact. Yeah. And I'm hoping that...
And he's a product of Achimota School.
He's a product of Achimota School. I'm hoping that there would be some direction, that, look, we can't entertain these kinds of things in Black Africa, in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. This is unacceptable.
Okay.